And welcome to class 4. This one's going to be a little bit slower. It's going to be more of a beginner upwards class. We're going to start with the basics. We're going to move up a few levels, but we're going to do lots of stretching and just take it easy. We'll just get to the fundamentals of Pilates. So to start with, just bring your feet together, bring the toes out, and then the heels. You're going to rock forward over the toes, keeping the heels planted, and then transfer the weight back onto the heels. And again, so just trying to make sure that your weight is even over both feet and back. Let's do one last one. And then come back to center. Okay, just pushing the hips out to the side and back through center. So as you do this, it's a nice gentle move, and it's the hips we're trying to move, and then the body just goes with. Let's do a couple more of those. Last one, and then come back to center. So having a look at your feet, you want to be hip distance apart, both pointing forward. Then you're going to imagine the helium balloon pulling through the spine. It's fastened at the bottom, pulling through the spine, through the neck, and out the top of the head. You're lengthening through the neck and standing as tall as you can. Underneath the chin, think about a soft peach. You don't want to squash it, and you don't want to drop it. So you're just nodding the chin to keep it there, thinking about eyes on the horizon. Then you're going to roll the shoulders up, back and down. Bend the knees as you come down, and then roll the shoulders up, back and down. And again, keep this going. Your shoulders and the arms can do as big a circles as you feel comfortable with. You're just really trying to keep the knees aligned with the hips. You can have a little look over, just check they're in line with your feet and that your knees are not rolling in. Let's do one last one. Take a breath in. And then roll the shoulders back and down. So I always say, just imagine you're wearing a rucksack. That feeling where the shoulders are back and down is what we're after. Then you're going to place your hands on your hips, soften off your knees a little bit. And just imagine in this area as a bucket of water, you're just going to pour the water out the back and out to the front. So just gradually making this movement bigger, trying to keep the weight even on both feet, and then come to find somewhere in between, rolling the shoulders back and down again. So switching the core on, the most important part of Pilates is getting this right. So when you think about where your belly button is, the muscles below that, these are the muscles we're really trying to engage, okay? So to do that, it's on the exhale that we pull those in. So again, it's what feels natural. So taking a breath in, the ribs lift up, and then on the exhale, you can feel the ribs slide down, and as they do, on that exhale, start to pull these muscles here in towards the spine. So you can feel them burning away, just switching on here. Hold, and now relax them back down. Take a breath in. The ribs lift up. Exhale. You're starting to pull these muscles here, again, in towards the spine. You've got them switched on. So when I say pulling them in towards the spine, it means we're trying to get the tummy pulled in that direction. Okay, so once you've got the core switched on, we've got shoulders back and down, we're nice and tall, we've got a nice posture, we've got weight even over both feet. We're going to just start by loosening the body off. So we're always going to start loosening the body off. So we'll just start with the bend, bring the arm up, take a breath in. Exhale and stack the spine. Come back up to tall. And then down the other side, take a breath in. Exhale and back. So when you get the head to the top, now just let the head roll down towards the shoulder. Come up, take a breath in. Exhale. Stack the spine, drop the ear down. Inhale, and as you take the inhale, the reason we're doing that is it just adds an extra stretch through the chest and the muscles around the rib cage, and then roll the shoulders back and down. Another thing we want to think about is isolating the movement. So we're trying to keep the hip bones here now pointing forwards. Bringing the arms just a little bit lower than your shoulders. Okay, shoulders are back and down. Take a breath in. And then again on the exhale, pull the muscles in. Keep the eye line forward. Keep the hips forward. And just add a little twist. And then back through. So your shoulders are nice and relaxed. Your hips are staying pointing forward, and the core switched on. This is a really nice stretch, and really nice mobility stretch through the neck and the shoulders, and the waistline, the spine. We're also practicing keeping the hips still by using core strength. Let's do one more either side. Relaxing the shoulders as you come through, back and relax down. Roll the shoulders back and down. I'm going to loosen up the arms a little bit, lifting the hands up. Bring the palms so they face forward and then bring the fingers back. Bring the arms back. Relax the hands, come forward. Turn them round. Bring the hands to point forwards this time and come back. Back. Relax the arm. Roll the shoulders back and down. So we're going to loosen off the neck. So keeping the muscles switched on around the shoulders, we're going to enable us to keep the shoulders nice and level. Rolling the shoulders back and down. You're just going to drop the ear down. So you're really concentrating on keeping that shoulder down. Don't relax it so much that it starts to come up. We want to feel that stretch down the side of the neck. And then come back to center. The same thing. So you're keeping the shoulders level. And this is my tight side, so you'll notice my ear hasn't gone as far, and my head hasn't gone as far. If I allowed my shoulder to lift, it would, but then I wouldn't get that stretch down the side of the neck. Come back up. Roll the shoulders back and down. Another really nice one to loosen off the neck is just to drop the ear down and then roll the head round. And this is really needed after being stuck in all day. So just loosening the neck off, relaxing the fingers. Again, still keeping the shoulders level. And then come back to center. Roll the shoulders back and down. Place the hands towards the back. Bring the elbows back, the shoulders back. Lift the head. And again, just taking a breath in helps stretch those muscles a little bit more around the chest. Exhale. And again, stretch those muscles out. Inhale. Exhale. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. So we're going to do a basic squat. This is really good for just keeping those muscles going. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring ourselves so we're parallel with our feet. So just show you the front way. So we're going to stand like this, hip distance apart with the feet. Okay, then we're going to imagine a chair behind us that we're going to try sit on. And as we do this, we bend our knees. So we're going to switch the core on first, taking a breath in. Exhale, down. I'm with you. To come up to the weights even on both feet. Squeeze to come up to standing. Inhale, exhale. So when you're in this position, your belly button should be pulling in towards the spine and your weight should be on your heels. You can wiggle the toes a little bit because the majority of the weight is on your heels. Squeeze the glutes. Come up to tall. And again, come down. Hold it here this time. So now I want you to think about keeping nice and even, keeping the belly button pulled in towards the spine as you bring one hand out to the side and back. So don't lean to that side. Use your muscles in the glutes and in the core to stop yourself from leaning to that side. Come back, squeeze the glutes, come up, one last one. Sit down onto the imaginary chair behind you. The weight's on your heels, your toes are light. Come out to the side and back. Out to the other side, and again to bring yourself up, you squeeze the glutes, you push your body weight through the heels and come up to standing. Good work. Loosen off the legs a little bit, and you can just draw some little circles around, loosening off the knee, the ankle, the hip, and change direction. Change over legs. Good work. Okay, so we're going to come to the end of our mat now. We're going to do a roll down. So again, hip distance apart with the feet. I'm going to start by taking a breath in as you reach up. And then exhale. And as you exhale, you relax the arms. The first part of the movement is to nod the chin. Feel the stretch of the back of the neck. And then rounding the shoulders with a little bend in the knee. You're starting to lower it down towards the mat. This is totally up to you how far you go. For some people, this is already far enough. You can stop here. But if not, you can start to lower to where you feel a nice stretch develop. Make sure you've switched off the muscles in your neck and your head. You can give the arms a little shake, the neck and the head. And just take a breath in. Feel that nice stretch again around the rib cage. And you're stacking the spine. So that means we're trying to round the spine and put one vertebrae on top of the other as we slowly roll through. We're not even thinking about lifting the head until you roll the shoulders round. And then you sit the head back on top. And again, taking a breath in. Exhale, nod the chin. Round the arms. And start to gently lower down. And just hold wherever you feel comfortable. Taking a breath in. And then exhale. And again, we're not thinking about lifting the neck, the head. We're just thinking about the lower part of the spine right now. Moving slowly to the top part of the spine. And when you get to the top, roll the shoulders round. Sit the head back on top. So this is going to be our last one. Let's go nice and slow. Make the most of it. Take a breath in. Exhale. Nod the chin. Round the shoulders. Relax the neck and the head again. You can shake them from side to side if you want. And when you get to that point that you feel there's a nice stretch, just hold, taking a breath in. And then exhale. Bend the knees and start to gently walk yourself down onto the mat. Okay, so you're going to come to onto your back. Okay, so when you're on your back, you're going to be a hip distance apart with the knees and the feet. What that means in reality is about a tennis ball size between the knees and the feet. So we're not having them together, we've got that little gap between. That means that we're nice and aligned from the hips down all the way to the feet. Okay, so the next thing we're going to focus on is this part of our back here. This is the natural curve of your spine. So we don't want this gap to get any bigger. We want that to stay exactly as it is. Okay, so it's a nice little gap that you can just about fit your fingers in. And if we end up making that too big, we're just putting pressure on the back. And we're not using these tummy muscles at all. We're just putting pressure on the back instead of using the core. So we're going to start by practicing taking a breath in and exhaling and switching the core on. So taking a breath in. Exhale. And on the exhale, you start to pull these muscles lower down here in towards the spine. Let's release them out and have another go. Take a breath in, the ribs lift up. Exhale. The ribs slide down and you start to pull these muscles here in towards the spine. So we've got them switched on now. So what we're going to practice now is lifting one leg into tabletop. And when we do this, we're not going to move this part of our body. We're not going to move the spine. We're not going to lift the ribs. We're not going to move in the hips. So placing your hands either on your hip bones or on your tummy, that's for feedback. You can tell if you've moved anything then. Take a breath in, exhale, and without moving any part of your body, lift one leg slowly up into the tabletop position. Okay, so tabletop position is knee above hip, and then the shin is parallel. Holding there, and then lowering slowly back down. Inhale, exhale. So we're going to even up the body, going onto the other side. So I've got my hands here for feedback. My hands are on the tummy so that I can feel any movement. Knee is above hip, and then lower slowly back down towards the floor. Inhale, exhale, lifting the leg up. And then lowering down. Okay, so getting to the rhythm of taking a breath in, exhaling, switching the core on, thinking I've got a strong base now to support the back, and then lift the leg up and lower down. So we're going to make this a little bit harder now. We're going to add an extension on that leg when we get up there. So take a breath in, exhale, lift the leg up, and you're now in tabletop with one leg. You're going to extend the leg away. So now really making sure that you're not changing the position of your spine. You're keeping nice and strong. Keep the core switched on. And then come all the way back. And then lower down to the floor. Inhale. Exhale. Lifting up. Pulling the core in. hold. So now make sure as you extend this leg, you don't arch the back, you don't let the rib cage lift at all, there's no movement there. Come back. And lower. Let's do one more. Inhale. Exhale, lifting the leg up. Extending the leg away. And back. And lower. So if you want to get into Pilates but you've got a bad back, this is a lovely place to start. Inhale, exhale, because this is not putting too much pressure on your tummy muscles. This is nice and gentle, but you can really feel the core working. And it's going to be nice and gentle on those back aches and tight muscles. Last one, lower down. So we're now going to move it up a level, and we're going to do this, but only for those who want to. If you are happy with that level, keep with that. This is more of kind of an intermediate level, but it's just putting it in there just to kind of give you an idea of the next level. So we're going to take a breath in, exhale, lift one leg up, and then come to the toe, and then without moving the position of the spine, lifting the other leg up into tabletop. Okay, so now we're just going to hold for a few seconds. Then we're going to lower one leg down and then lower. Lowering the legs is still part of the exercise. We still need control in the core to lower the legs. Inhale, exhale, lift another leg up. Lifting the other side, and I haven't moved here, so I know I'm using my tummy muscles, my core, and then lower back down and lower. We've got two more. Take a breath in. Exhale, lift one leg up, go to the toe, keep the core nice and strong as you lift that leg up. And in tabletop, you've still got a little tennis ball between the knees, or imagining a little tennis ball between the knees. Lower one leg down. This is going to be our last one. Lead with your least dominant leg now, and that'll be the one that feels the least natural to lead with. Inhale, exhale, lift. Core pulled in, lift the other one up. Hold, 2, 3, lower down, and extend the legs. Lift the arms away, taking a breath in as you reach away. And then exhale and relax the muscles. And again, reach away as you take a breath in. And then as you exhale, just let the legs roll out to the side, let the arms relax. And then bring one leg in, then the other, and then bring the arms over. Okay, so we're going to do bridge next. So the reason I'm putting this in is we're going to do it at a nice gentle level. If you don't get the basics of this right, you end up putting a lot of pressure on your back, and we shouldn't be doing that. So we're going to be hip distance apart with the knees, little tennis ball size again between them. And what we want to think about now is peeling the spine off the floor, one vertebrae at a time. Think about a bike chain, the way that you lift that up off the floor. That's the way we want that back to move, okay, as we lift. So to start with, you're going to take a breath in. Exhale, get the core switched on, and then you're going to tip back in the tailbone. So as you tip back, you flatten that gap in the back that we were talking about into the floor. So you really actively push that back, that gap into the floor. The next part is pushing through the heels, and that's really important. Push all your body weight through your heels and gently peel the spine up into the bridge position. So here you should feel the back of your legs, your glutes working hard, and you're pushing all of your body weight through your heels, which is going to activate those glutes rather than put pressure on your lower back. Take a breath in. Exhale, pull the core in to the spine. So you're pulling these tummy muscles, almost letting them sink into the body, and then tip back, and then we're lowering the spine slowly back down onto the floor. Take a breath in. Exhale, tip back. So as you tip back then, on your hip bones, imagine a piece of string, pulling the hip bones slowly up, making the back peel off one vertebrae at a time. You're pushing through your heels. Take a breath in. Exhale. Let those muscles sink into the body. Tip back again and lower down. You're thinking about lowering from the top part of the back all the way down, and those glutes should be aching by now. Let's do one more. Take a breath in. Exhale, tip back, push through the heels. The weight's even pushing through the heels. You're not leaning to one side more than the other. You can check that by just popping your hands on your hip bones. Check they're nice and level. And then take a breath in. Exhale. Now see if you can lift the arms up and over. Lay them on the floor or as close to the floor as you can. Take a breath in. Exhale, lift the arms back up. And as you do, now you're starting to lower down. So really slowly, tip back in the tailbone. Make the tailbone the last thing to sit back down onto the mat. And when you get down, relax those muscles. And it feels lovely to hug the legs into the chest. Just gently rock from side to side. Just to release those muscles. You can just relax the calf muscles, the feet out by just giving them a little bit of movement. And then hold onto the knees. So we're going to loosen off the hips, the knees, the lower back by gently pulling the legs in and then drawing a big circle away. So you take a breath in as the legs come in. Exhale and draw the circle away. And again, take a breath in. Inhale, exhale. Draw the circle round, relaxing the hips, relaxing the knees. And then lower one leg down and then the other. Good work. Okay, bring yourself to lay onto your side. You've got your jumper or your little cushion. You're going to pop that underneath your ear and bring yourself to lay onto your side. Nice straight line. Okay, that's the first important bit. Just checking your legs are not behind your body so you can just about see your toes. Then you need to place your hand on your top hip bone, this bony bit here, and just draw a line down and just check that's directly on top. The biggest mistake people make in my classes is they just lean too far back. And because obviously I'm not there to correct you, just have a little look and see if you can rock yourself forward into that right position. You should be almost falling forwards, okay? We shouldn't be comfortably leaning back like this. We should be just balancing on the side of our body. Taking a breath in. Exhale, pull the core in. So you've got those muscles down here pulled in and they're working away. You're going to now lift the leg up to hip height. Keeping the thigh pointing forward is really important because if we don't, then we start to lean back. It's our body's way of making it easier for us and we don't want that. Inhale. Exhale, lift the leg up, keeping the thigh pointing forwards and back down. So there's lots to think about here. So as you lift the leg, we've got the tummy pulled in, so we're not going to dip down in the waistline. There is no movement in this part of the body. We're taking the weight of that leg through the muscles that we've got switched on in the tummy area. I also want you to think about lengthening the leg away. So as you lift the leg, don't allow the hip to sink into the body. Really reach that leg away, almost like you're trying to touch the other side of the room with the foot. Then we're going to get the muscles worked, lengthened rather than shortened, which is really what we're after. Last one. And lower down. And you always can give those legs a little rub in between if you need. Just relax the feet out. Okay, the next one we're going to do is inhale, exhale, bring the leg up to hip height, the thighs pointing forward, and just come halfway down and back up. So you'll find that this is a bit of a killer because we're not having a rest in between. We're up there the whole time. We're making a small movement, very slow. So working a lot of the same muscles. So keeping strong in the core, no movement in the waistline. Last one. And then lower down. Bring the legs in, give them a good rub. Good work. Okay, so bending the legs in now. And if you have a look at your feet, you want them to be in line with your spine, okay? Placing your hands onto your hips now instead of on the floor. What we're going to do is we're going to use the hand as feedback. We're going to keep the hips stacked still, so in that position where one's directly above the other. And when we lift the knee, we're going to stop ourselves from rocking back. We're just going to stop at the point before we would need to rock back. So keeping the feet together, take a breath in. Exhale, pull the core in, lift the thigh, and then lower back down. Inhale. Exhale, lift the thigh. So it's not a very big movement, which is why you tend to rock back, because your body thinks I should be able to lift this leg higher. There's a lot of tight muscles and weak muscles in this area. So think about lifting the thigh. Don't think about the knee. Think I'm going to lift the thigh, and you're going to feel a burn around this area, especially into the inner thigh. We should be using those as well. Inhale, exhale, lift. And there's the control as we lower. We're not lowering down quickly. And then we're using different muscles to lift and different muscles to lower. Last one after this. Inhale, exhale, lift up the leg. Lower back down. And give the leg a good rub, good wear. So let's loosen off the body a little bit now. You can pop your head on either a big cushion, or if you've got little blocks, things like this. And then bringing your arms, so the palms are on top of each other, your legs are bent in, okay? So now we're just relaxing. So as you open up the chest, you watch the hand. Take a breath in. And then exhale. Come all the way back, round to palm, palm. Inhale. Exhale. Bring the arm all the way over. And I really want you to think now about the muscles you want to relax. So think about starting at the head. Relax the neck, the head, and move on to the shoulders. Relax the shoulders. Relax the arms and the hands. Let the fingers switch off, and then move to the bottom part of the body. Relax the muscles we were just using. Relax the thigh, relax the calf muscles. And let the feet go heavy as you roll the hand all the way back to palm on palm. Taking the block out while we're here, we're going to have a nice stretch. Keep the bottom leg bent in. Reach away with the hand. Extend the top leg. And then lift up and over. If you really reach the leg away, you're going to get a very nice stretch all the way down the side of the body. This is lovely for lengthening muscles down the side of the body. We're just lifting and lowering the arm. Just have a stretch through a few different muscles in this position. Let's do a couple more. Okay, so this is the last one, but we'll finish in the stretch and just hold for a few seconds. Stretch away. And then relax. Bend in the extended leg. Just push yourself up and grab hold of your shin. Now, if you've got tight or sore knees, this might not be quite as possible. You might just have to sit like this. But if you're okay, hold on to the shin and just lean over. Bring the arm back, and then you can walk the legs forward, and we're going to sit into this position. So we're hip distance apart with the knees and the feet. I'm going to bring myself to face this way, just so that you can see the movement in the body as we go into this. But keep the distance between the knees, tennis ball size, and with the feet. Holding onto the back of the legs, roll the shoulders back and down. So think about sitting nice and tall. Think about eyes on the horizon. We're just going to start by loosening off the back by rolling down. And if you look now, you've created a C shape with your chest and down through the thighs, and then roll up. When you roll up, think the helium balloon's pulling through the spine, you're lengthened through the back of the neck, and then relax. Now the chin, roll down. And then back up. So as we do this, think about relaxing the shoulders as well. Don't allow the shoulders to lift. Make them drop down as you roll down, and then come up to tall. So we're going to try, but if it's too much, hold on to the back of your legs, absolutely fine. But we're going to try with our hands extended now. So we round the back, get to about here, take a breath in, exhale, pull the belly button in, and use just the tummy muscles to come up to tall. And again, so you're still rounding, making the back soft. Pull the belly button in, and think tummy muscles, bring me up to tall. So we're going to do a couple more of these, but I want you to think now, when you're down in that position, think I'm going to roll up, staying centered. I'm not going to rock from side to side. 2 more. Roll down, pull the belly button in, roll up. Last one, we're nice and tall. We're going to finish tall as we come up from this one, rolling up to tall. Relax the arms down, extend the legs. We're going to do a nice stretch now down the back of the body. So reaching up, taking a breath in, make yourself tall, grow through the spine, and then keep that length through the spine as you fold like a book. So I've not rounded the back, I've just folded like a book, and then when I get to this point, I'm just going to hold. So I'm going to hold, I can feel the tight stretch, think about relaxing your thigh muscles, and then take a breath in, and then exhale and relax. You can round the back now, relax the neck and the head, relax the glute muscles, relax the thigh muscles, and then you're going to stack the spine, rolling the shoulders round, sitting the head on top. And again, reaching up, take a breath in, grow, get taller, keep that length in the spine. A really nice stretch through the spine, reaching over, taking a breath in. And then exhale, relax down around the back, relax the thighs. And then stack the spine. So you're rolling up gently, rolling the shoulders back and round. Bring the legs in. Just come to a position where your knees are together. And again, this might be too much, but what makes this more comfortable is sitting on a couple of cushions if you need that. Okay, this makes this move a little bit more doable. So bringing the feet together, just allowing knees now to push down to the floor. And then what we're going to do is just walk the hands a little bit further forwards, okay? And this is going to get here. You're going to be tight here. So you might not even get to this position. You might be here and you're fine, and that's just absolutely fine. It's up to you. You go as far as you feel comfortable stretching. And you hold. The stretch feel obviously tight, but within a comfortable feeling. You don't want to be shaking and it doesn't want to be hurting. It's just a gentle stretch. And then walk back up. Bring the legs back in, give them a little rub, and then bring your cushions and your blocks to the other side. We're going to work the other leg. So taking a breath in, exhale, get the core switched on, check that the hips are stacked directly on top of the other, and then lift the leg up and down. Inhale, exhale, lift and down. So the thighs staying forwards, and you've got the core switched on. You're not allowing yourself to dip down as you lift this leg. And if you watch, my leg is going up smoothly, but it's also going down smoothly. And therefore, I'm using opposing muscles to help lift and to help control the leg down. Let's do 2 more. Exhale when you lift, then you know you pulled the belly button in, you've got the core switched on. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift and lower. Give them a little rub if you need to. Take a breath in, exhale, lift the leg up, and then just come halfway down and back up. And again. Okay, keep strong, we're nearly there. Keep the thigh pointing forward, keep the core switched on. Think about your bottom muscles, your thigh muscles. They're going to do the work. Your glutes are a very strong set of muscles. Let them help. Give them a little squeeze if you need to. Last one. Lower the leg down. Give them a good rub, good work. And then bring yourself into bent leg position. Your feet are in line with your spine. So you can lift them up to have a little look. Placing your hands onto your hip. Then you know that you've got the feedback. You're going to be able to tell if your body's going to rock you back or not. Take a breath in. Exhale, lift the thigh. And then lower. Inhale. Exhale, lift. So I'm using this hand on my hip bone just to check that my hips are staying still, which means I'm using the muscles. I'm not just rocking back. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Keep going. We're going to do 3 more. Again, we lower with control. So we'll get as much as we can out of these exercises. We lower with control, and then we're using the muscles to lift and to lower. Last one, hold up for a few seconds like we did on the other leg, hold, and then lower down and give them a good little rub. You can pop your head on your block, bring your arms to palm on palm, and whenever you're ready, just set off, opening up the chest by moving the arm, taking a breath in, and exhale. Bring the arm back round, take a breath in. Exhale as you bring the arm all the way over. Inhale. And exhale. Let's make this the last one. And as you hold the arm out there, relax the feet, relax the neck, the head. And then bring the arm all the way back to palm on palm. Okay, so we're going to finish with a few stretches now. We've gone through a lot of basic Pilates exercises. So throughout the other classes that I've been doing, they're all kind of based on this. They're just varying levels of these exercises. We're going to finish with a nice stretching element. We're going to have maybe 5 or 10 minutes of this. So just bringing yourself gently onto your back, placing your head on a cushion makes it a little bit more comfortable when we do this. And we're going to start by bringing the knees and the feet together, bringing the arms out to the side, and then let the feet roll to the side. Keep your knees and feet super glued together. And then this increases the stretch. Once they're down to the side, then slowly roll your head away. And now part of stretching is knowing how to relax muscles. So I do this using my breathing, just taking a breath in. And then on the exhale, think about making the muscles heavy, switching them off, letting them sink into the mat or the floor. Inhale, exhale, just gently switch on the core just to help bring the legs back around. Always trying to take the pressure off the back, then roll the legs down to the other side, roll the head away from the legs. And once you're there, to get the most out of this again, just take some gentle breaths in and out. And you're just trying to really relax the muscles and just let them allow the body to lengthen down the side in the stretch. Don't hold any muscles switched on or tense. Inhale, exhale, bring the legs back in. Keep the arms where they are, bring the feet together, let the knees roll out to the side. And again, we're relaxing the ankles, we're relaxing the hips. So we're trying to switch off any muscles that might be holding tension, just to allow ourselves to sink into the stretch. So a strong muscle is one that we can work, but it's also one that we can relax and stretch after. So just making sure that you're letting those muscles go. And then bring the legs back in. Okay, hold on to one leg and then extend the other leg down. If this puts pressure on here, it does for some people who are tight around this area. Bend the leg in, that should make it easier. But if not, see if you can extend it unless it hurts, because otherwise, because if we get that little stretch down here, we're going to have a little stretch through the hip flexors as well as stretching the other leg, which we're trying to do. We're going to point and flex the feet, draw some circles round, changing direction, and then lower the leg. So hug the leg in and then extend the leg down. Get the stretch down the front of the thigh as well. Point and flex. Draw some circles around. Lower the leg down when you've done both directions. Lift the leg up. Hold the leg behind the muscle. Never behind the joint, behind the muscle. And then just pull the leg in. This is a very tight stretch. So make sure you bend this leg in. It'll be almost impossible if you still got that leg extended. Have a little point. You'll feel a really tight stretch down the front of your foot and into your shins. Relax. And again. And relax the leg. Okay, changing over. Hold onto the back of your leg. Have a little point. Again, you're going to feel a stretch all the way down here. Flex, point, and then relax the leg back down. Good work. Okay, so just take your left leg, place it onto your right leg, and either gently push the thigh, because if this is enough of a stretch already, leave it at this. But if not, the leg that's on the floor, lift that up and try and hook your arms around it and gently lower yourself back down. That's one of the reasons we've put the block behind our head, is that we can then lower our head. Sometimes the floor's too far away in this stretch. Lower the leg down, lift the opposite leg up and over. Again, this can be a really tight stretch, and it's a different stretch, and it's a nice stretch equally. So pushing the thigh gently, if you want to, in this position. If you want to increase the stretch, hold on to the leg at the back, lower your head back down. Relaxing the feet, relaxing the calf muscles, and then lowering down. Okay, just lean to the side. You should hopefully find that you're on a different side for this stretch. Bending the bottom leg in, extending the top leg out. You're going to just lift the arm over and back. And again. Let's do one more. Really reaching the leg away, making sure that you get getting that hip pushed away, you're not letting that hip sink into the body. Hold for a few seconds. And the arm all the way back. And then you can roll yourself all the way around. Okay, so we're just going to do a gentle cat. You put your hands underneath your shoulders. Again, knees hip distance apart still, as are the hands. And then you're going to tuck the tailbone under, roll the head in. And then untuck the tailbone. And then arch the spine gently. So depending on your body, you might want to do this a bit more gentle. For example, if you know you've got a bad back, just take this movement nice and gentle. You don't need to make it as exaggerated as I am. I'm going to do one last one. Either way. Last one in the arch. And then back to centre. Bring the feet together, bring the knees out. Bring yourself down, your head on the mat. And when we do this stretch, we're trying to release the muscles down the lower back. So relax them, let them go, relax the feet. And again, you can take a breath in. And as you do, you can just start to exhale and relax the muscles down the spine. So nice and gently through the spine. Then you get to the hip area. Relax the hips, switch the glute muscles off, switch the bottom muscles off, the thigh muscles. Then bring your right arm, thread it through. And then come back. Still breathing and relaxing through the breath. Bring the hands back, bring the knees in, tucking the toes under. You're going to rock back onto your feet. So as you walk the hands back, you're still hip distance apart, you're rocking back onto the feet, you can feel a stretch through the feet. Start to extend the leg, walk the hands up, then you're stacking the spine, relaxing the neck and the head and the arms, rolling the shoulders back and then coming back to centre, bringing the legs out to the side, take a breath in. And then exhale. So an alternative for this, for people with bad knees, is to keep the feet pointing forwards. That should be fine. Last one. Take a breath in as you come up. Grab hold of the hands, lift up through, lower the arms and just lean to the side. Back through, lean to the other side. And then drop the arms, walk the feet in, and we're going to finish as we started. Hip distance apart with the feet, they're both pointing forward. You're going to imagine the helium balloon pulling through the spine, through the neck, and out the top of the head. So you're standing as tall as you can. You've got eyes on the horizon, and then just roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Let's do that once more. Up, back, and down. And you've finished. Good work. So that was the beginner class, but it's also a really nice one because of all the stretching to put into your weekly routine amongst more high intensity ones. But keep looking for more classes. There's going to be another one in a couple of days. See you then. Bye.